आप डेमोक्रेसी को जिंदा रखना चाहते हैं तो अपोजिशन की बात भी सुननी चाहिए और वो हठधर्मी पे हैं, इसीलिए ये सब सेशन पूरा वॉशआउट हुआ।
आखिरी दिन को भी कांग्रेस और उनके साथियों ने बहुत गलत तरीके से डिस्टर्ब किया, हाउस को चलने नहीं दिया, काले कपड़े पहन करके संसद का फिर से अपमान किया।
नफरत से भरे हुए लोग आज झूठ पर झूठ बोले जा रहे हैं। अपने भ्रष्ट कर्मों का खुलासा होते देख बेचैन है, हताशा से भर गए।
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. Today was the last day of the budget session of Parliament and it turns out this too was an absolute washout. The session was conducted in two phases and witnessed several disruptions, and for the first time in many sessions, the blame was squarely on both the sides, the Treasury benches and the opposition. The opposition continued its demand for a joint parliamentary committee, that is the JPC probe, on the Hindenburg report, skipped the courtesy meet called by the Speaker and staged a Tiranga Yatra from Parliament. While the BJP remained adamant on the demand for apology from Rahul Gandhi for his remarks on Savarkar and the OBC community. Rajya Sabha was first adjourned till 2 p.m, while the Lok Sabha was adjourned sine die. Total 38 bills were introduced. 28 bills were passed since the first session of the 17th Lok Sabha. Fewer than 10 bills have been introduced or passed in each of the last 4 consecutive sessions. So the 17th Lok Sabha is unlikely to sit for more than 331 days, which could make it the shortest full-term Lok Sabha since 1952. Today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed the party workers on the occasion of BJP Foundation Day and launched a scathing attack against Congress, calling it a corrupt party, and once again set the tone for 2024, that it would be social justice of the BJP versus what they see is corruption of the opposition parties. The Prime Minister assured that BJP would return to power at the centre next year, but warned them not to be complacent. Targeting opposition parties, the Prime Minister said the parties in power since independence had not given up the colonial mindset and continue to treat people as slaves. So the question that we are asking on News Epicenter this evening, has Vivad stalled Vikas in India? Are the parties playing politics at the cost of taxpayers' money? Joining me on the show, Aparajita Sarangi, Member of Parliament of the BJP, Manikam Tagore representing the Congress. We have Manojit Mandal of the Trinamool Congress and Professor Sanjay Kumar of the CSDS. Aparajita Sarangi, the session has been a washout, and for how long can the government put the blame on the opposition? Did you make an effort to run the House?
A very good evening. I would very emphatically say that it's the combined responsibility of both the opposition and the ruling dispensation to run the parliament. The Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs tried its best to sort out issues, and you are well aware of the fact that before every parliament session, there is meeting with all the opposition parties, and the ruling dispensation tries to find out some kind of midpoint, and then the parliament session starts.
So what is the midpoint?
This time also it happened. We always seek support of all the people who are sitting in the opposition, and Prime Minister, none other than Prime Minister Mr. Modi, before every parliament session, he speaks to everybody, to the media and to the people who are sitting in the opposition benches. So I think we solicit everybody's support. But then there are certain issues which cannot be compromised with. I think this has to be understood very well. The opposition cannot just get away by saying that it's a responsibility of the ruling party to run the parliament. No. See, it's humiliating the constitution, working against the dignity of the parliament when we go to the Lok Sabha or the Rajya Sabha in black dresses.
When you were in opposition, that is the BJP was in opposition, you put the blame of running or not running the parliament on the treasury benches. How will it be a role reversal now? It's your government which is in power. We saw the BJP MPs protesting against Rahul Gandhi.
See, we are talking about the 17th Lok Sabha, right? We are talking of the present moment. And that is why let's not digress from the central concern. The fact remains that we have not been able to actually run the parliament this time. And as you said, in fact, this has been a complete washout. The budget session 2022, Rajya Sabha had 90% productivity and the Lok Sabha had 123% productivity. But unfortunately, we have come down. But think about the issues and think about the reasons why this happened.
Okay,
See, people coming to the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in black. Does it hold?
I can
good?
see Manikam Tagore in black even right now. Mr. Tagore, the question is, the government has made its point very clear on the JPC. They also want to make it clear that perhaps Mr. Rahul Gandhi has to apologize for his comments. We did not really see much of an opposition unity per se on any of the issues, be it the JPC demand on the Hindenburg report or even or other issues. My question is that the Treasury benches say you are equally responsible for running or not running the parliament. Will you take the blame?
Thank you. Main thing is that my learned colleague from the BJP should be very clear that who asked for the apology from Rahul Gandhi ji, and for the first 7 days of this session. Every day, one minister stood up and accused Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji, and then they were asking Maafi Mango, Maafi Mango. That was the everyday affair in Lok Sabha, and I can say to you that we opposition parties were asking for JPC. It's a parliamentary work. We were demanding for a joint parliamentary committee from among the parliamentarians. We were not asking for any mafia of Mr. Modi. We are asking very clearly a pointed out question to the Congress, to the Treasury benches, that we want a JPC and we wanted a discussion.
Mr. Tagore, if
then
Rahul Gandhi would have apologized, if Rahul Gandhi had apologized, then perhaps that demand of JPC would have been on the floor of the House. That demand was not even given, importance in the sequence of demands because you were adamant that Rahul Gandhi will not apologize. So what is the priority of the Congress party?
Maria,
Rahul Gandhi's apology or not apology, or the question of JPC?
You have to understand the Treasury benches, particularly Mr. Piyush Goyal, came up to the opposition and told that you leave that issue, we will leave that issue. They were not saying that you apologize, then we will discuss for JPC. It is not the query. They wanted to leave this issue. They wanted us to drop JPC. Instead they will drop the apology part of Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji. And then this Rahul Gandhi ji's disqualification came, and all the parties thought that the lightning speed at which Honorable Speaker acted and the Secretariat disqualified Rahul Gandhi ji in 24 hours time, when the same thing was in 2016 Lok Sabha, when a BJP member, Mr. Narayan Bhai, when that conviction they took all the time to think about it, made the paper and others. What is the hurry in that thing? Therefore, only all parliamentarians, opposition, 19 parties were pleading for 17 days that 1 minute give to us in Lok Sabha, 1 minute. Opposition leaders, 19 party leaders, not even 1 minute they were allowed to speak. Where we are going for a democratic process in parliament. Why we have to wear a black dress and come? Because you are not ready to hear us. Therefore, we wanted to show to the world that we are protesting against the authoritarian rule of the government. That is the thing we are wearing black.
But I'm saying the basic courtesy that should have been extended when the speaker calls for a meet. How fair is it for you to boycott that meet also?
You had all the BAC meetings. You have to understand it kindly. There are 2 BAC meetings, Business Advisory Committee meetings happen. In both the meetings, all the opposition parties participated in Lok Sabha. In Rajya Sabha, because the Honorable Chairman spoke about Mr. Rahul Gandhi, who was in that time the other House member, Lok Sabha member in the Parliament, allowed the leader of the House, Mr. Piyush Goyal, to speak like that. Therefore, only it is not allowed. You can't speak about Rajya Sabha member in Lok Sabha. The Lok Sabha member can't be discussed in
So a quick response from you, Prajita, and then I bring in others. Go ahead. Aprajita.
Yes, let's come to the crux of the matter. Since they wanted a JPC, we kept on telling them that the matter was sub judice. 3 petitions had been filed in the Supreme Court and an expert committee had been formed. 6 eminent people are part of that expert committee. Let them give their report. And then SEBI, being an independent regulator, was on the job. So I think they should have appreciated, acknowledged this particular stand of ours. What we asked for was an apology. We never wanted an explanation from Rahul Gandhi. Yes, I agree, Rahul Gandhi wanted to speak in the Lok Sabha. But the fact remains that he wanted to explain his position. Nobody wanted explanation. His crime within courts was on camera. Everybody knew what he had done beyond the boundaries of this nation. He had brought down the dignity of India. So for that matter, just let me ask Mr. Tagore and any of the Congress workers who's listening to us, will any one of them would agree to what Rahul Gandhi speak outside the country? I mean, do they stand by him? So I think nobody would be actually siding by him as far as this particular kind of behavior is concerned. So it was just a matter of simple apology. And you know, we hold the dignity of the nation.
Okay.
We attach paramount importance to the dignity of the nation. We talk
but
of
ma'am,
Bharat Shresth
the
Bharat.
17th
We
Lok
talk of
Sabha
nationalism.
may very
Yes.
well turn out to be the shortest full-term Lok Sabha since 1952. And,
Yes.
and that is something which will be associated with the BJP because you are in government. And that is not something that you would be like really proud of given the kind of, you know, what you had on agenda and that has not been fulfilled. Now coming to Sanjay Kumar. Sanjay Kumar, we are truly in an election season. Be it in 2018
Ask me a question.
or even in 2013. We have seen how whenever there is the final year of the Lok Sabha to end, there is complete non-cooperation between the two sides. But when you look at this particular budget session, who do you blame? The taxpayers' money suffered. 2,50,000 rupees per minute. That is the amount that is wasted if the parliament doesn't function. So who should be held accountable for the loss of my money?
Maria, there is always allegation and counter allegation. The ruling party is saying that the opposition is not allowing the ruling party to function the parliament. But I think overall we must understand it should be the joint responsibility. It is the joint responsibility. Because if one side makes it a point that they won't attend the parliament, they won't allow the parliament to be run. So it's very difficult to say, I would say it's unreasonable to put the entire blame either on the opposition or on the ruling party. There should have been more effort to bring the two teams together on a table, discuss these issues. I think if you have to put the blame, both the ruling party and the opposition parties have to be blamed for this.
But Sanjay Kumar, you don't see not functioning of parliament anything unusual in it, right?
Unusual in a sense, I think this particular session was unusual because the parliament did not function even for a day.
Yes.
Normally it doesn't happen. If the session is for a week or 2 weeks, at least some days the parliament is washed out, but on some days there are at least some functioning. This was particularly of a different kind when I think the parliament could not function even for a day. So it's unusual of that time. And both the sides, normally we have seen that one side takes a tough stand and the parliament doesn't function. This was particular. This was unique in a sense. The ruling party was also protesting and the opposition was also protesting. And both these parties are blaming each other for the non-functioning of the parliament.
Yes, so it's joint responsibility, Manikam Tagore. You cannot squarely blame the government for not functioning of parliament. Manikam Tagore, if I have your attention, sir. Professor Manojit Mandal?
No, I think it's a trite cliche to say that the house belongs to the opposition and running of the house, I think the responsibility of running that house remains with the government. It's a cliche, but that's the convention in this country. Look at how you're passing the financial bill of 50 lakhs crores without a discussion in just 12 minutes. And this happened not only for this time, this happened even in 2018, 2019. What is the government scared of? In the last 8 sessions, they had to adjourned the House sine die without any discussion, without listening to the opposition. Now they will come and say that it is both a joint responsibility and so on and so forth. Then Mr. Arun Jaitley was wrong in 2012 when he said that we will disrupt the House, we will disturb the proceedings, and the government has to listen to us. Now that whole thing has been reversed. Look, we are very clear. This government is scared of any discussion, why it is within the parliament, outside the parliament, and even at times in TV studios. This is absolutely clear. They love to muzzle and throttle the voice of the opposition because they will call them out. 19 of our TMC MPs were suspended during the farm law protest, the bill that you had to take back. Now you need to apologize to all these parliamentarians, including the leader of the Rajya Sabha, Mr. Derek O'Brien, for alleging that he was manhandling the chairman. Oh my God! You have to take back the parliament, that particular law.
Okay.
267. No discussion under 267 for the last many sessions. This government is scared of the opposition, and let me tell you, it's not between Rahul Gandhi and BJP.
No, but the TMC was not standing. No. Manuji, the TMC is not standing with the Congress party and other opposition parties on the issue of demand for JPC. Are you standing with the Congress on JPC?
I'll tell you why we don't want JPC. Because can you tell me in the last 10 years how many JPCs have seen logic and conclusion? We were looking for a more powerful investigation under the supervision of the Supreme Court of India.
Manikam Tagore, you know, Parliament is a joint responsibility. That is the point being made by Professor Sanjay Kumar. What efforts did you make when? What efforts did the opposition make to ensure that the House will run?
First, let me answer my learned friend from BJP and parliamentary colleague. She asked that whether we stand with Rahul Gandhi ji, whether Mr. Rahul Gandhi ji spoke outside in London was right. Yes, he spoke right, and we completely stand with him. As a Congress worker, as a member of parliament,
you have no way out.
One. Second, please, ma'am, please, because we know the thing that it is. Your party is not won't allow people to speak. Second thing about Mr. Sanjay Singh, Sanjay ji's words about it. Yes, it is the work of parliament as to function means both the opposition and the ruling party has to get together. Who disturbed this parliament session? The ruling party, historically first time in the history of India, a ruling party disturbed the parliament for 7 days. Every day one minister was standing and asking that Rahul Gandhi maafi mango. Then there will be shout maafi mango, maafi mango, maafi. As if Jai Sri Ram today they were shouting like that only they will shout. Every day they were shouting. My friend was not shouting. I can see the thing that, but other people were shouting. We have to understand that this parliament, post time, a ruling party disturbed parliament for 7 days. We were asking for a discussion on JPC. We were not asking for some other thing. There should have been a meeting, and what is it? Our discussion should have been Adani word. Mr. Rahul Gandhi on February 7th, he asked 5 questions to Honorable Prime Minister. Prime Minister on Adani scam, Adani's wealth issues. How Modi ji is supporting Adani to become richer from 20,000 crores to 14 lakh crores now. Therefore, that answer was not given. Instead, his speech was expunged. They don't want to hear the name Adani in the parliament record. This is the problem with the government. Why they are afraid about Adani? What is the problem with Adani for them? Let them allow a discussion. Let other parties, 19 parties are together,
I want to understand from you,
all the parties
in the context of Adani, because your state in which you are in power, they are also doing business with Mr. Adani. Are the chief ministers such as Mr. Gehlot and others on board on that issue? Because if you look at the stand that has been taken by the TMC, it's very clear that because of they are going to give a long rope as far as this entire report is concerned.
You have to understand that we are not saying the thing that Adani's business should be closed. We are saying only one thing, that Mr. Modi has been giving away the country's wealth to Mr. Adani single-handedly. That is our charge. We want that discussion to take place.
Can I
If
come
we are
in,
in
please?
Rajasthan or Chhattisgarh, if we are giving away out of the way to Mr. Adani, then we will ask the chief ministers also. There is
Okay,
no problem
fine.
in it.
Fine.
Because it is, we are saying that thing that yesterday Karaikal port was given, madam. Yesterday, Karaikal port in Pondicherry has been given away. Because BJP is a partner in that government. Karaikal port has been given, 16th port to be given to Mr. Adani. Kotak Mahindra has been removed from that naming from the National Green Tribunal.
Can I come in, please?
Yes,
order.
Aprajita, go ahead.
This is truth.
2 examples I would like to submit before the esteemed panel. Number 1, solar power plant in Rajasthan has been given by Gehlot government to Adani. Number 1. Number 2, Vijingam Airport without tender in Kerala was given by the Kerala state government to Adani. Now, what do they say to this? So I think it's very easy to, level charges and, go for allegations. But the fact remains that you should look within yourself. Adani or any other business concern, I think they are all part of the development processes. In 2008, Sri Anil Ambani was seen a couple of times flying with Mr. Manmohan Singh. What's the big deal about it? So there are many things, we can talk about. But the fact remains, I said, let's come to the crux of the matter. The crux of the matter is Rahul Gandhi has brought down the dignity of the nation. He should have offered apology. We did not want an explanation. And the GPC case is in the Supreme Court. So I think we have to, this Adani case is in the Supreme Court. We have to wait and watch for the report of the expert committee. That's it. And it is definitely unfortunate that,
what are the chances,
wasn't a
Manikam
washout.
Tagore, that this issue will be carried forward in the next session, the monsoon session? That is the opposition going to let go of this issue now that this issue is more or less, it's clear that the government is not going to agree for a JPC. Now what happens to the JPC demand on Hindenburg report? Manikam Tagore.
You are asking me?
Yes.
Yeah. Parliamentary strategies are worked out by the opposition 19 parties together. Congress as a democratic leadership in that thing, and our Congress President Mr. Kharge ji calls the 18 parties, and we decide about the floor how we are going to take it up. Now we are decided to take this up, and the disqualification of Rahul Gandhi ji to the people, and Congress party will take it to the people. But about the parliamentary strategy, when the session comes, the opposition parties will sit together and decide.
All right. Professor Sanjay Kumar, final word to you. How are you looking at this session? I mean, do you think...
You don't give me any chance to speak, just one.
And Professor Sanjay Kumar, final word to you. Just explain to us, this is nothing unusual, yes, but, the taxpayers will be seeking accountability from the lawmakers.
This is quite unfair, Maria.
Seeking accountability, but what is the way to seek accountability? The only way is to, the accountability is when they go out, when they vote in the election. So if people are unhappy with their elected representative, irrespective of the party, the time will come when they have the chance to cast their vote. That's the only way to fix the accountability, Maria. There is no other way citizens can fix the accountability of their elected representative.
All right. Professor Sanjay Kumar, Manojit Mandal, Manikam Tagore and Aprajita.